About 3 weeks ago, I'm reading a book and I'm sitting there looking at the highlights and I'm sitting here like, oh, oh, oh. What happened was, what had happened? What happened was I just had a random thought when I was reading a book, looking at the highlights I had made just 3 months before when I first read the book. And I realized I wouldn't have highlighted those same things today, right now, at that moment when I was reading the book. And then it made me think again, and I'm like, wow, we really do have to reread books. We really do have to rewatch the movies. We really do have to circle back to the basics sometimes because we change. The books don't change, but we do. And I was like, wow, I was like, that's a good one, Alana. Reread books. The books don't change, but we do. I change, you change. And I thought about that, like how we could do all this self work. I've been on this journey for like over 10 years. And I've had so much growth in the last 90 days, in the past 3 years, really, like in that whole, I guess it's been almost 15 years since 2008-ish, 2007. That's when I started like my self-work journey and kind of looking into stuff and getting on this path. That's a long time, but I'm telling you, I've seen the most growth in the last like 3 to 4 years. Since like 2021, 2020, the most growth. And then the majority of that growth I've seen in the last 6 months to, yeah, about 6 months, the last 6 months. And it just was so profound to me because I was like, you changed in 90 days. It was like 90 days. You were totally different. The same thing you highlighted was no longer a thing anymore because I knew it. It's ingrained in me. I understood it. I didn't need to learn it. But then I paid attention to something else, a bigger message in that lesson that I didn't notice because I wasn't that version of myself. Like that version I was 90 days ago is not who I am right now. And it just like, again, so simple, so simple. It's like, I hope you don't miss it. It's so simple, so ridiculous. You're like, okay, you're supposed to change, but people don't. There are people who are 70, 80, 90 years old, and they are the same person that they were when they were my age, or the same person that they were when they were a teenager. And so for me to sit here and realize that, oh my God, I am actually evolving, actually changing in less than 90 days blew my mind. And it made me think, what can I do in 5 days? Like, what can I do in one day? Like, how much can I change just in these small moments because I did such a big jump in 90 days? And I'm not perfect. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. Not perfect whatsoever. But knowing that now that I could observe things and not react, not with every single thing, but with so many things, I'm able to sit back and be like, oh, okay, like normally I would have like wanted to cuss that person out, but today I'm just going to smile and walk away. Walk away. You know, or maybe those moments when you want to say something mean to someone or something hurtful and you decide, that's not me anymore. Like this version of me, of Alana right now, she doesn't do those things. So that's kind of where I'm at now. And realizing that, wow, I can have that version of myself that I want. Like the version of myself that I've been writing about, envisioning, scripting, like I can be the main character. So if I could be a main character, you can too in your life. Like we can be our main characters in our lifetime. And that, I know, like I said, it's so ridiculous, but it's so big. Reread the books, circle back, just explore life. I'm telling you, it's going to be so wild when you notice this, like the growth. And there's other ways to do that. Like you could think of another way to say that is a barbell. Like when you're in the gym, the barbell, it doesn't change, right? Unless you're putting more weights on it. But like say you're just starting with that 45-pound barbell. The barbell didn't change, honey. You changed. You got stronger. When I went back to the source, the thing that I learned from, I realized I have learned it. I have ingrained it in me. It is part of me now. So now I'm able to see the bigger lessons, the bigger nuggets, the overall, the picture overall. Because sometimes when we are in our scarcity mindset or in our survival mode, we take the things that we need in that moment, like the things that we feel like we need right now, that we don't see the bigger part of it. We don't see the overflow. We don't see the abundance. We don't see the wisdom in it. We just see what we can see right in front of us. And that is it. I just need this nugget so I can get by. And that's what I had been doing. And now that I'm rereading books, re-seeing books, re-seeing myself through a different lens, I'm seeing like, wow, you really have an opportunity, Alana, to change your whole life and to help other people change. You have to get out of your own way. And it gave me chills when it happened. But you know what I immediately did? I went right back to my old self. Oh no, people don't want to hear that. Everybody knows you should reread a book, or everybody knows that if you reread a book, you're going to be changed. But everybody doesn't know that. Maybe you do, but there's somebody else who watches this video and they're like, dang, I should reread that book. Like I keep thinking about like some of my favorite books I like to read, and I'm like, I'm gonna go back and read them because I'm different now. I could see different things. It's just like when I watch a movie. Like I can watch a movie, right? And I have this view of it. Like there was a movie years ago. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It was I think it was one of the Wayans brothers did it. It wasn't Scary Movie. It was one of the movies that the Wayans brothers did. And I remember watching it, and I know this is stupid because I like a lot of those stupid movies, especially when I was younger, but I like those dumb, just like fun type movies. And the first time I watched it, I noticed a lot of things, but the second time I watched it, I was like, oh, there's funny jokes in the background that I didn't pay attention to because I was so focused on figuring out what was going on in the storyline. If I didn't rewatch the movie, I wouldn't even have figured out the humor in the movie, like the other parts of the movie that were funny, because I was so focused on what was right in front of me. And so I was just like I said, reread the books, rewatch the movies. You change, but they do not. And it's just funny how when I got this like epiphany or this thought, I didn't post it because I really was thinking to myself, they're going to think I'm crazy. Like, duh. A lot of people rewatch movies, but a lot of people rewatch the movies. They rewatch them, but with the same eyes as they did when they first watched the movie, and they miss everything else. It's like the movie Inception, or I'm trying to think of different movies that are Interstellar. What is that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? And I can't think of the movie right now. He's a detective and he's on like an island. It's not an island. What is that movie? I can't think of what it's called. But all these movies, like they have deeper meanings, but we don't always see it the first time we watch it. And that's why I love rewatching movies and rereading books, because then I get that, but I didn't realize that's what it was. I didn't know until right now. I do it because I change and I'm able to get a different perspective. I like that when somebody who I've known, they will know like, okay, that is Alana, because I have the same basis of like who I am, my giggling, my laughing, my big heart, I think my light, right? But I like when people are like, oh, she's different now. She's changed. She's a different version of herself. Like they don't know what it is. They just could feel it. And that's what I like. I like when I get compliments like that. That to me is the best compliment. Like, dang, your heart is changed. Like you're different. You're better than you were before. You've evolved. You set boundaries. You love yourself. Like that to me is powerful. Gives me goosebumps. Like I have goosebumps right now. I'm so excited. Like you guys probably can tell I'm so excited. That is the theme. That is the story. That is the video. Reread the books, rewatch the movies, reread the poems. And I keep saying I'm going to end this video, but I'm for real going to end this video right now. So let me know your thoughts. Like, have you reread a book and you're like, dang, that was profound. I missed that. That was not something I noticed the first time. Or have you watched a movie and that happened? Or has something in your life happened that way? Are there any nuggets that you could share for, up-leveling yourself, whatever that may be? Share it in the comments. I would love to hear it. I always love to hear from you guys. Love chatting with you guys. So I will catch you in the next video. With all my love, Lana.